Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back. This is Tony from ATW Travels. We hope you enjoy the ship tour of the beautiful Carnival Breeze. We'll be taking you with us and showing you what the ship has to offer, deck by deck, starting at the very top. We start out here on deck 15 at the very top of the ship in the Serenity area, which is for adults 21 and over. This area is included in your cruise fare, and it's a nice relaxing area with some very comfortable chairs, beds, and lounge beds. It is glassed off all the way around, and so it's not as breezy as the other areas that are completely open, which is nice. They do have these clamshells on either side of the deck, and some of those offer more privacy. They're facing the sea. This area here is pretty popular in the daytime, especially on sea days when people are just relaxing and chilling and away from the music of the Lido. They do have a hot tub on either side of this area as well, and there's a bar for all your cold beverages. And the nice thing about this bar is that the service is really quick. You typically don't have to wait to order your drinks. And we continue making our way forward, and I forgot to mention that this Serenity deck is located at the front of the ship on deck 15, so all the way at the front, all the way at the top. This over here, what you see is the stairs taking you down to the spa and the fitness center. This area here, really, the view up here is really nice. It's very quiet and just very relaxing indeed. Some of these clamshells, they do point one side and the others point to the other side. And they've got these recyclable bins, I guess, for the different materials that they recycle on ship, like your bottles or plastic cups or what have you. And this over here overlooks the thalassotherapy pool. We didn't get to experience it, but I think we will try to do a thalassotherapy pool on our next cruise, hopefully. Here's the other hot tub on this side of the ship. This is the port side of the ship, or the left side of the ship, so if you're looking towards the front, this will be on your left. As you can see, there's more clamshells. Some of them, like I said, they are private. Nobody can see who's inside them as they're away from the walking path, and then some are open, and then you have the lounge beds and the sofas. And so there's a lot of options, or seating options, for different people. One thing that we didn't necessarily care for with these clamshells is that when you're laying down, you have the metal, the steel of the ship, and so you can't really see the ocean. The only way that you are able to see the ocean is if you sat up, and if you sat up, then you could see it, but if you're laying down, you couldn't see it. As we leave the Serenity area, we make our way over to the other part of deck 15 forward, which is the entrance to the water slides. The entrance to the water slides is located right here. To the right, they've got these stairs, and during the daytime, this gets really crowded with a lot of kids and even adults just going up the slides in the water area. This over here is the ship coin. If you're looking for that, it's over here on deck 15, right by the water slide entrance. So here you could be on the left to go on the drain pipe, or the right to go on the yellow one is the twister. It's got lots of turns and it's all enclosed. And then the orange one, it's not as long as the yellow one. It's closed, but then it opens up into a fishbowl. And if you're not on the water slides, a lot of people hang out there in the blue area. That floor, it's padded, and so you'll have people just hanging out there, being a little bit wet, but not drenched, but cooling off. And of course, the kids will go up and down the slides and all these walkways. We head down to deck 14, right below the Serenity area, and this is where the steam room is. These seats are heated, and the room is a little warm, not as hot as a sauna, but I'm sure that when you lay down on those, you'll definitely feel the warmth. This over here, this is the actual sauna, and you could definitely tell it was a lot warmer. and just they call this whole area just a relaxation station. Over here, this overlooks the Thalassos therapy pool. We didn't get a chance to go in there. You needed a pass. You couldn't just walk in and take videos. And then walking back, there's this other area, which this was another, I guess, another sauna room. This room was a little warm as well, and you've got these heated chairs or benches, whatever they're called. So this area is really nice. And we didn't get to do any footage of the actual gym, the fitness center. There was every time we went there, people were there, and we just didn't feel comfortable filming people. We continue our way down to deck 12. Notice there is no deck 13. There are no deck 13s on these cruise ships for superstitious reasons, I guess. So it goes from 12 to 14. This is called the Carnival Waterworks area, and it's got these little slides and splash areas for the little ones. And it's a nice area again you could sit there, not be drenched, but you could still cool off with the water that splashes. And it overlooks decks 11 and 12, or I'm sorry, decks 11 and 10, the main Lido deck. We'll be heading down to deck 11 and 10 in a little bit, but we're going to continue this tour here on deck 12. We're going to go all the way to the back of the ship and see what they have over there. As we make our way to the rear of the ship, or the back of the ship, you'll notice that they have a lot of these lounge chairs out in the open. This is a great area if you want to be out here at night for relaxation purposes, and also whenever they have the deck parties. We think this is a good spot to check out all the action happening down below. And again, you could just sit out here, watch movies, and listen to the entertainment during the daytime. There's a few lounge chairs here behind the TV screen. Not sure who would want to sit there, but in case you wanted to, you could. And here we are approaching the miniature golf course, the putt-putt golf. It's a 9-hole course. And you'll also notice that there's the ropes course right above us. There's a couple of pool tables, then the ping pong table right here, and then straight ahead there's a bar where you can also get some drinks. So this is a convenient area for the sports area, I guess. Again, with the ropes course, we didn't get to do the ropes course this time around. We did it on our first time on the Breeze, and that was fun. And this is also complimentary, so the pool tables, the putt-putt golf are included. They are open late through the night. You'll have to check either the Carnival Hub app or the Fun Times to see exactly when they close. We'll head up here, up this little staircase, and here you'll notice that there's more. There's about 3 or 4 holes for the golf course. And this is the actual entrance of the ropes course. So they do require that you wear closed-toe shoes. You can't wear wet clothing. Your clothing has to be dry, so you can't just come out of the pool and come straight to the ropes course. So those are the rules that they have. And they do harness you in, so it's very secure. They also have this little chessboard where you could play chess, and this is also free. You could just pick up the pieces and play away. And leaving midship, continuing to the back of the ship, we pass by the Carnival funnel, the smokestack with some foosball table, one on this side and there's one on the other side. So this area, yeah, it's a lot of activities to keep you busy, especially like during sea days. You can play some games. This here, you'll notice there's some arrows on the ground, and it's a walking or jogging trail. It goes around most of the ship on deck 12, and I believe they say if you do 7 laps, it's 1 mile, the equivalent of 1 mile. Over here, there's a basketball court, which is enclosed with netting, obviously, so the balls don't fly off the ship. And this area is called the Sky Fitness area, where they have these machines, and you basically just use your body weight as the weights, and you can have different exercises for your arms and legs and abs. And here we are at the back of the ship on deck 12, overlooking the aft pool, and decks 11 and 10. And we'll continue our way to the other side of the ship, which is identical. It's very symmetrical. A lot of these decks, you'll notice that whatever is on one side of the ship, you'll find the equivalent on the other side, especially these outdoor decks. All right, and we will now make our way down to deck 11. You'll notice deck 11 has shaded seats. So if you don't want to be out in the sun, but you want some shade, but still be able to enjoy the Lido, deck 11 is perfect. These seats fill up very, very quickly. A lot of people like to be seated in the shade and be able to enjoy the activities happening on the Lido deck. So if you wanted to grab a seat on deck 11, try to get there early. And this, by the way, this footage, most of this footage was filmed around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning on a sea day, and so that's why you see very, very few people. But as the days pick up, you'll notice a lot more activity and a lot more people everywhere. But still, it's not bad. Even on this particular trip, we were on a full ship. Even I think they were over capacity, but it didn't really feel crowded because it's so big and there's so many seats everywhere you go, and there's so much to do any time of the day. The outside of deck 11 on the rear of the ship has a couple of seating areas. This one right here with these chairs and umbrellas. And on the other side, straight ahead, this is the smoking section, or one of the smoking sections on the ship. And this again overlooks the rear pool on deck 10. We will go down there in a little. So when you go inside the rear of the ship, on deck 11 is where you'll find Cucina del Capitano, and this is the paid restaurant. It's the Italian restaurant. It's $18 per person, and it's really good food. It's definitely worth it if you have an opportunity to try it out on the Carnival Breeze. Great restaurant, great food, and a very nice atmosphere. And you can also enter the Cucina del Capitano restaurant from right above the Lido buffet, the marketplace. You can go inside from there or from this location here on the outside. Again, this area here to my right is the smoking sections, or one of the smoking sections, and that's where all the smokers hang out, morning, afternoon, and evening. And we'll continue back towards the front of the ship. This is the outside of the Cucina del Capitano, and there's more lounge chairs on this deck. And as we approach the area overlooking the Lido, this area here is another smoking section. And you can see why this area is popular, whether it's this side of the ship or the other side, because of these chairs. Again, they're in the shade, but you still have the breeze and you still get a nice view of the Lido. And these particular chairs are very comfortable. They're cushy, and you could stretch your legs and place your legs on a little table. We like to hang out here during the sail away party. It's nice. You get to see and hear the music, and then be able to see the ocean behind us as we depart Galveston. This particular section, I think these chairs are worth more than gold. They're prime spots, and they fill up very quickly because you've got a front-facing view. You can see the TV, the big screen TV, and back here is a ping pong table, which is kind of hidden. And we'll go ahead and make our way down to deck 10, the Lido deck. Deck 10, Lido. You can check out some life jackets if you needed to. They have some for different age groups or different sizes, and those are complimentary. You could check those out anytime. This is the Red Frog Rum Bar. It's one of the bars here on the Lido. The other side of the pool is the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar, and they're just two bars with different drinks. Sometimes one is busier than the other. Sometimes they're both busy. And on either side of the Lido, you'll notice there it is glassed off, it is closed off, so you don't get too much breeze other than the breeze coming from above. This area here is your towel station. You can check out towels. They're free. If for whatever reason you do not return your towel, I believe they charge you $20 or $25, so make sure you return them back. And this here is the famous, probably the best burger at sea. Some people say it is the best burger at sea. It's a Guy's Burgers. Really good burgers. They're always hot. They're loaded and with different toppings. You could pick different burgers. And they come with fries. Really good fries. They're crunchy and crispy and well seasoned. You know, they just have a lot of good flavor. And if you wanted more toppings, you could come to the toppings bar and get your extra tomatoes or lettuce or mustard or mayo, just all kinds of toppings that you could pick from over here. And on the other side of Guy's Burgers is the Blue Iguana Cantina. So they are open for breakfast and lunch. And for breakfast, they'll make burritos and huevos rancheros and eggs. And for lunch, they'll have tacos. And we've never had lunch there, but we've had the breakfast. The breakfast burritos are really good. Right next to it, you have a complimentary drinking station with your coffees, waters, juices. And here they are. They're prepping to open the Blue Iguana Cantina. And we're about to enter the Lido Marketplace, the main buffet area. The staff is just really friendly. All of them, they're just really they're smiling and they're happy and they really excel at what they do. We are now entering the Lido Marketplace, which is also known as the buffet. People will say the buffet or the Lido Marketplace, and it's a big area, a lot of seating spaces. You have complimentary ice cream, which they hadn't opened the machine yet. It was complimentary soft serve and frozen yogurt. And the buffet area will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as sandwich options late at night, and different drinking stations for, again, your coffee, your water, your juices. And they change the menu pretty much on a daily basis. They do have an omelet station for breakfast. And they also have different items on the buffet. You can get French toast and eggs Benedict and bacon and all kinds of things. Pastries, cereals, ham, cheeses, you name it, they have it. And again, they have different food items depending on the time of the day. And each day, it could be a little bit different from day to day. Here's another complimentary beverage station for your teas, coffees, waters, and juices. Some juices, not all. We are now making our way to the back of the ship on deck 10 towards the tides pool. So the first thing that you'll see here to the left is the pizza place, the Pizza Pirate, where they have pizza, I don't want to say 24 hours a day, but pretty close to it. I think they stop making pizza around 2 a.m. and they start again at 8 a.m. So they do close for a few hours, but there are complimentary pizzas as well, and there's different, there's 4 or 5 pizzas that you can choose from. Really good. One thing for sure is that you won't go hungry and you won't go thirsty on these cruise ships. This was the Tides bar back there. It's here in the back of the ship, and also they serve all kinds of drinks. And this area here has some tables with some umbrellas, a nice little seating area, and some lounge chairs, as well as the tides pool with a hot tub on either side of the pool. We noticed that this area on this trip in August, I think a lot of the adults hung out here more so than where the Lido was. The Lido, I think there were just a lot more kids in the pool, and so this was more an adult pool. On the other side of the Pizza Pirate, on deck 10, on the aft or the rear of the ship, is the Seafood Shack. Now, the Seafood Shack is a paid restaurant. It is an upcharge. It's not complimentary. They do offer different seafood and lobster rolls, and supposedly it's supposed to be very good. We haven't tried it yet, but this is one of the paid restaurants. The majority of the restaurants on the Carnival Breeze are complimentary, and there are a few that are paid. So if you like seafood and wanted to try it out, this is the place to go on the Breeze. We will skip decks 9, 8, and 7, as those are all staterooms, and we will make our way down to decks 5, so we'll do decks 5, 4, and 3. And then all the other decks are staterooms, so we won't be touring those. Deck 5. The front part of Deck 5 is one of the entrances to the Ovation Theater, and the Ovation Theater is it's really 3 floors, so 3, 4, and 5. This is one of the entrances from Deck 5, and to the left is the exit out to the promenade area where it wraps around the ship. You could walk around the ship on the outside. It's a nice area. We'll head out there in a little bit. This area here that's by the Atrium, the central part of the ship, is going to be shops and stores, duty-free shops, cigarettes, alcohol, jewelry places, merchandise, just different shops, again overlooking the Atrium area. So this Atrium area, at night they'll have bands, or even throughout the day they'll have the violinists, they'll have bands, they'll have different performers. They'll have sometimes they'll have events that carry over from the Ovation Theater into the Atrium. One of the stores that's up here is the Carnival store, and just like the name says, it has all kinds of merchandise that's Carnival branded, with t-shirts, caps, souvenirs, shot glasses, magnets. Sometimes they have a good selection, sometimes it's a hit or miss, so it just depends on what type of merchandise they have. Right next to it is this cherry on top, where if you love sweets, and we all do, I believe, this is a place to go. Lots of candy, lots of sweets. And you also have brand name stores that sell perfume, purses, watches, just different types of jewelry. Here is the other entrance to the Ovation Theater from Deck 5. We'll just take a quick peek. They were cleaning before getting ready for the shows for the afternoon and the evenings, and they usually have a couple of shows here every night. Sometimes they'll have the morning show over here. Bingo and military appreciation gatherings happen in this theater. We leave the Atrium area and we're going to do a quick walkthrough through the casino, just to give you all an idea of what the casino is like. This is the main casino. It's the smoking one, and it's a bigger one. Past the casino, we enter the area known as Ocean Plaza, where you can check out your pictures on the Pixels gallery, and you've got this central plaza here where there's a seating area. To the left is the promenade area, and over here on the right is a little stage. They'll have a band, they'll have music, they'll play trivia games throughout the day, and straight ahead is the where people get their specialty coffees at, or breakfast. That these are not included in the fare, so anything you get from here are upcharges. And so, in addition to the main atrium area where you'll have live music, this area here is happening or gets happening quite a bit, especially at night and throughout the daytime. They'll have again different bands. Here you've got the Alchemy bar where they have all kinds of drinks, very unique drinks. We tried some drinks up there, and it's very cool. There's just very different. And you can sit in the area, listen to live music, get your drinks. This area outside is called the Ocean Plaza, and there's Guy's Pig and Anchor Barbecue on that side. We'll head out there in a little bit. We will continue to make our way to the back of the ship. Between Ocean Plaza and the sushi place, you'll find this little map which shows you how far you're going, how fast the wind is, and a map of where you are. Once you leave Ocean Plaza, you'll get to the Bonsai sushi place. It's a small place, it's a sushi place. They charge you a la carte, so different sushi rolls with different prices. Not a wide selection, but it's decent enough for your sushi fix if you're craving sushi. And they're open for lunch and dinner. And then next to the Bonsai Sushi is the Red Frog Rum Pub, which has, again, drinks, and it's a pub type setting, so it looks pretty cool. It has this little area out here by the walkway, and then you can go inside, and it's you've got these booths and the bar, and it's more of an enclosed feeling. And here is the actual bar inside the pub that has bar stools and tables or high tables to the left. And at the end of the bar, you have a little shuffleboard game. We had drinks there one night. For whatever reason, it seemed like it was a little bit slow. It wasn't too busy, but the service was a little slow. So maybe we just had an off night. Back at the front of the pub, we'll continue making our way back, and we will walk past the Liquid Nightclub. So this is the nightclub at night. They have silent discos, they have clubs, a regular club, and then in the daytime, every other day it seemed like they had art auctions for the art gallery. This over here is the 88 Keys Piano Bar with a nice little lounge area for seating, and you could listen to the piano bar where they have an entertainer every night. It's a fun show. People get into it, and they sing a lot of the songs that a lot of people know and can sing along, and it's just a fun atmosphere. Over here is the Limelight Lounge, where this is where they have the stand-up comedians and karaoke, I believe. And these are open, and these are all included. This here is the Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse. Now, this is an upcharge restaurant. It's probably one of the fancy restaurants on the ship. We are back at the Alchemy Bar by Ocean Plaza, and this is the other entrance to the Red Frog pub. So where the shuffleboard area was, that's where this is. So we'll go ahead and make our way outside to the promenade. Now, again, this is on deck 5. The promenade wraps around the whole ship, almost the whole ship, and you can go all the way to the back on either side of the ship, and it's closed off. And you've got the outside seating area of the Red Frog pub where you could sit out here if you wanted to and have drinks and enjoy the fresh air. You'll find one of the hot tubs that's located on the port side of the ship. As well as this is another smoking area, so deck 5 port side towards the back of the ship is a little area for the smokers with the ashtrays. Continuing back to past the smoking area on deck 5 port side, we get to the rear of the ship where this is another place that we enjoy coming to. You could see the wake, and it's really nice out here in the daytime or at nighttime, and you just have this wide open view where you can see for miles and miles just ocean and the sound of the water. These over here on decks 6, 7, and 8 are aft room balconies, so they're cabins that face the rear. We've never been in one of those, but we heard that they are nice. We've usually stuck with the cove balconies, but maybe one of these days we'll try to get one of these cabins. But I think every time we've looked, they fill up pretty quickly. Like they didn't have much availability. Continuing our walk around deck 5, we are walking back towards the front of the ship on the starboard side, and we have another hot tub, and we will be passing the Guy's Pig and Anchor barbecue, which they have really good barbecue. They are open for lunch only, and they're usually open on embarkation day as well as sea days. So on embarkation day, if you wanted to avoid the crowds at the buffet, you could come to Guy's Pig and Anchor, go up to deck 5, and go on the outside on the starboard side where you can get complimentary brisket and chicken and pork and sides. Really good food, and they have different barbecue sauces that you could try with your food. And this concludes the tour of Deck 5 outside the promenade, where again you could sit out here and eat, or you could sit inside the plaza. So in the middle of Deck 4 and by the Atrium area, you have the second level of the Sapphire restaurant. This is the restaurant for your time dining, or anytime dining between 5:30 and 9:30. You also have a lot of the Pixels studios, the photo areas. This is where a lot of your pictures, you could look up your pictures on the displays based on your folio number or your credentials. And you can select which pictures you wanted to, if you wanted to purchase them. And those are the ones where the camera crew will walk around and take pictures of you at dinner or on embarkation day or when you're getting off the ship during port days. They have all kinds of photo opportunities. Here you have the entrance to the Ovation Theater from Deck 4. And again, the Ovation Theater is 3 levels. You can access it from decks 3, 4, or 5. With restrooms on either side. So deck 4 is one of the smaller deck floors, I guess, for the theater. Most people will sit on deck 3 or enter the theater on deck 3 or 5. So again, the central area of deck 4 overlooking the atrium. You can have all your pictures, your photo studio. You could buy accessories. I believe they sell GoPros and accessories and all kinds of things related to photography. As you leave the atrium area of deck 4, you'll go down this hallway where here you have this library where you can check out books. You could sit there. It's a very quiet place. And I heard, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I heard that Carnival is going to start doing away with these libraries, I guess, to convert them to other places. Not sure the reasoning, or not sure if that's true or not, but apparently the libraries are not too popular. But again, it's a nice place where if you wanted some quiet and tranquility. You'll notice that this looks like it could be a promenade on deck 4 with the lifeboats outside, but this area is for crew only, so people aren't allowed to be out there. Over here to the right is the Sapphire restaurant, where again this is the anytime dining, and this is the second floor, which overlooks the floor below. You'll notice a lot of artwork down this hallway. A lot of this artwork is really neat, just different artists and different themes. And this over here is what they call the Annex Casino. It's on deck 4. It's a smaller casino, but it's a non-smoking casino. They do have some slot machines and a couple of table games. We tried our luck here. Unfortunately, we didn't do too well, but it was all fun. And not really sure what this was, but it was a very detailed and very intricate art sculpture of some sort with dragons and all kinds of stuff. Pretty cool looking. And past the art gallery and the Annex Casino is where the kids clubs are for the teenagers and preteens. So there's another area which is Camp Ocean, which is from for kids that are up to 11 years old, I think, and then this is for 12 through 17. There's a couple of clubs over here for them, and they have video games and all kinds of things that they can do. Walking all the way to the back of the ship, this is the Blush restaurant. This restaurant is the second main dining room, and this is for the assigned dining time. So if you selected 5:30 or 8:30, this is where you would be. And right next to it in the back is the arcade, or what they call the warehouse arcade, and it's kind of hidden in the back there. You've got your typical arcade games, and you have some games that give prizes, and then some that are just video games. Alright, this is the final deck, deck 3. It's a short one, and this is where you would typically embark and disembark the ship on, whenever you board the ship on the first day, and whenever you leave the ship on the last day. This is where you would be. You've got guest services, and guest services is for your questions, any questions that you have, any issues with your credit statements. Straight ahead, you have some machines where if you wanted to connect to the internet and you could check email, surf the internet, you could do that over there. And then in the behind it to the right is the Carnival Adventures desk. This is basically where you would go for excursions if you wanted to purchase excursions for your port days, and you could do that over here. Now keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to purchase the excursions from Carnival. You could go on your own. You just have to make sure that you research the places that you're going to and how reputable they are, and so forth. But anything that you purchase through Carnival for excursions can be handled here at this desk. So if you didn't purchase anything before you boarded, you could always do it over here, assuming there's still slots available whenever you're sailing. And of course, we have the main entrance to the Ovation Theater on deck 3. This is again where the majority of the people are going to enter the theater. And honestly, the seats here on level 3 are the most comfortable. In decks 4 and 5, they're not as comfortable. And in some places, you have to be aware because that you might sit behind a column and you might get an obstructed view. So sometimes if the shows are popular, you want to get there early to try to get a good seat, especially maybe here in the front. They do have these little tables. They do have drink services. The waiters and waitresses will walk by, ask you for your drinks, and they'll serve you drinks here during the show. So it's very nice and convenient. And with that, that concludes this tour of the Carnival Breeze. We hope you enjoyed this tour. We appreciate you checking out our channel. And if you made it this far, thank you for making it till the end.